Hey everybody, Nick here, and today we're going to do some disassembly maintenance on this little guy right here. This is the Kizer Titanium Begleiter. Really interesting knife, and looking forward to getting inside there, seeing what it's made of, so to speak. Well, titanium and steel, I know that much. But anyways, back at the ranch. So today, this is a Sunday morning that you are seeing this, this video being filmed. And, my general pattern is, I think I've commented on before, is that I will film, you know, the disassemblies usually about a week before I do the review. Sometimes a good deal more, actually. I've got a number of things on the table here that that was a T6, by the way. Now we are a free spinning T8. Sweet. All right, come here, T8. But anyways, I will usually film sort of the disassemblies, at least attempt to, the weekend before I'm hoping to carry and then review. Oh, come on, you bastard. Unlock. There we go. Oh. This is why we can't have nice things. Strong thread locker coupled with free spinning screws is one of the circles of Dante's hell. He didn't know it at the time, so he didn't list it in the book. Holy crap. Can you thread lock that any harder there, Kizer? Alrighty, anyways, back at the ranch. So, yeah, I'll try and do these disassemblies a little bit before I do the actual filming, just so that way everything is sort of in top shape before I take it apart. So, let's go ahead and do some cleanup here. I got my rubbing alcohol, and if you're ever curious about any of the tools I'm using for my disassembly videos, go on ahead and check my knife disassembly toolkit video. It's an entirely different video. Should have all the answers you seek. Well, at least regarding my knife disassemblies. There were probably other answers that are not found there that you may be seeking. Alas, you may be better served talking to somebody else about those. Find a local scientist or school teacher, librarian, something along those lines. May be able to help you out with those answers. All right, so what we're seeing in here is actually a couple of interesting things. A, there's some variety of gunk or another in here. Oh, that's just broken thread locker, I think, because they locked this thing freaking shut. But anyways, what we see here is actually extensive internal milling. I mean, check all this out. And that's why this knife is so damn lightweight. This is a very, very impressively lightweight knife. I'm actually pretty shocked by it, frankly, which is cool. I very much appreciate that. It will make this a much more compelling knife for more people. I don't know what the heck is inside this damn thing. It looks like it was attacked by several squid on the way to me. I don't think that's likely to be the case, but hey, what do we know, right? Come on. There we go. All right. Clean off the pivot here. Try and get some of that damn thread locker out the inside of it, too. It's the thing. You know, everybody always talks about, oh, well, Nick, is it really that important that they're using, you know, too much thread locker? Is it the free spinning screw? How often are you going to do this, etc.? But the simple fact is that very often, at least, well, for me, and given I'm unique in this, you don't need to take a knife fresh out of the factory and take it apart. In fact, some would argue you don't need to take knives apart at all. Frankie and Bird of Birdshot IV channel just had a very nice video talking about just using compressed air, and you know what, that can often work as well. To me, it's high treason, mind you, but, you know, I can totally see where they're coming from here. Just trying to clean that out. Oh, yeah. There is so damn much thread locker inside this thing. It's insane. Wow. Absolutely freaking nuts. All right, let's try and blow this guy out a little bit better. Ooh-wee. And, yeah, there we go. And I'll go ahead and clean off the screw, pivot screw, wherever he ran off to, or she. I didn't ask. All righty. Wrong screw. There we go. So, well, what the heck was I saying? Oh, yeah, but for me, at the very least, this is sort of one of the very first things I do with a brand new knife, and so it's kind of, it sets the tone in many ways. And if you're willing to do something, you know, that's just minorly frustrating, like the free spinning pivot thing, which is, in most situations, just kind of lazy, because there are so many ways you can get around doing that. It always sets a tone that I'm just not necessarily a big fan of. It works, it's fine, it's one of those things that doesn't break a knife for me fundamentally. I mean, unless it's completely free spinning and untooled on the other side, some of the way like Rayard will do it sometimes. In that case, yeah, you killed the damn thing. But at the same time, for the most part, it's more or less for me, it's kind of it's unfortunate. And that's kind of where I stop with it. It's just like, is it the end of the world? No, but I just don't love it. So anyways, it's always a little bit frustrating when you start off your experience with something in that way. Or frankly, when you've had a tool that you trusted for many years and you've come to really love and appreciate, and then you try and give it the maintenance it deserves, and then suddenly you realize it's going to fight you every damn step of the way. That is a different sort of frustrating, but it's frustrating nevertheless. Here is some 10-weight nano oil. I'm applying it to the bearings of this knife here, and then I'll go ahead and apply a little bit to the inside of the pivot here. Inside of the pivot is very gritty. Unfortunately, Kizer's been doing that lately. Their inner pivot work has been kind of ugly, which is not great. I don't know. I occasionally get the sense from Kizer that they are trying just as hard as they possibly can to cut whatever corner they possibly can without too many people complaining. More so than most of the other, well, okay, no, that's not true at all, but more so than some of the higher-end Chinese makers. I really sometimes feel like it's just like any possible way that they can cut a corner, they will find a way to do so. They get burned, and then they go back to it, and, like you had the bad machining on the Feist, they got burned, they kind of call them that, but now it seems, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too critical here, but it feels to me very often like they're doing their best here to just, like, eke every last ounce, and, that's fine, I get it, that's their business model, whatever, but at the same time, it's a little frustrating, because it's like, we're paying you several $100s for this object, do it freaking right. I don't know. Whatever, it's not the biggest of deals, but it's just always a little bit frustrating. All right, let's screw this back into place here. Try and get the pivot into position here. You're seeing me back the screw off just to make sure I'm not cross-threading things. All right, that's much better. Damn shallow screw, too. Anytime you put this little circular gap down in toward the screw, that tends to produce that kind of shallowness that tends to, I don't know, it's frustrating. It's a frustrating knife, I suppose. The funny thing, though, is that predominantly it's very good. Like, in terms of actual use so far, it's been pretty excellent. But, man, this has been a poor start to the situation. Free spinning screws and bad machining and pivots and things like that. Whatever. That's part of the trouble. That's part of the goal, I suppose, of doing what I do here, is doing my best to not let that affect my review so substantially. To try and look past those sorts of issues that are, not great, but not super consequential, and focus on the ones that are actually problematic. Okay. I forgot to lubricate the dent ball path. So what I'm actually going to do is I'll take this little applicator here, just apply a little drip of the lubrication onto the dent ball here. That will do the trick for me. That will apply itself naturally. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. We are dead centered, deploying well. I mean, at some level, the knife is very impressive. It's very lightweight. It's very easy to use. It's, the machining is, aside from certain issues, pretty damn solid. I am, generally speaking, impressed, but man, it's one of those things where if they get everything right, it's just like, whoa, and when they don't, it kind of knocks the wind out your sails. Anyways, I'm really probably being overcritical here. I've been having a long day, so don't read too much into this. Hopefully I'll carry this guy and, be able to, enjoy it in its fullness and whatnot, grok the fullness over the coming time here, and then we will, reconvene for a review. For you, it'll be like 3 hours or so. For me, there will be a great deal of time here elapsing, but nevertheless, there you go. Hope this has been interesting to you, and have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. May all your pivots be fixed. Bye now.